Welcome, you beautiful Bravehearts all over the world. I'm Dr. Darrell Wolfe. I'm in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, and this is where we have our main office. It's in Mexico, of course, and this is where we have our main office. We have the DoD 5-star Health and Healing Training Retreat, and we have a day clinic here as well. And this here is called Braveheart Nation Studio, okay? And welcome to our studio, and welcome to today's One A Day, okay? And I know that this isn't like a 10-minute, 15-minute One A Day. It will be probably about 40 minutes, but it deserves your attention because today it's called the what? The calcium lie. Bone up or break down. And when I say bone up, you better do your own homework. You better do your own research. Let's take it back to where it all begins, won't we? Let's do that, okay? Do you know what NPK is? Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. It's called chemical fertilizer, all right? And in that chemical fertilizer, there are other chemicals that shouldn't be in there. And understand something, from the very beginning we were set up because there's not just 3 minerals in the soil. And understand something, you talk to any farmer, okay? Any farmer anywhere that's been farming for 50 to 60 years. They will tell you that they could have taken an ox or a horse and they could have plowed the field. As the years went on, because everybody, didn't turn their soil and everybody wanted to make more money, everybody wanted to take a shortcut, and because the government, okay, and corporations that run the government, okay, they told the farmer what to do and how to do it, and this is the best way. Well, it's all a lie. The reality is this: they've stripped the soil of its balanced minerals. And you do that, you lose the microorganisms. And if you know about me and you've been watching my show, or even yesterday, and we talked about the Holy Grail, which is the large intestine, once you mess up the microorganisms in the large intestine or in the soil, we're toast. It's over. It's over. The microorganisms, what lives inside of you will decide on how healthy, how happy, okay, your life is going to be. And understand something. Now that the soil is made out of cement, okay, did anybody ever notice, if you've been around for as long as I have, that people are buying bigger tractors with more horsepower? Remember what I just said? You could have had one horse, pull a plow, okay, 50, 60 years ago, no problem. They hit a rock, they'll bring it out. Now you don't want to hit a rock with those big plows. You're going to, those big tractors that plow, because you're going to pay a lot of money. Now you've got these huge tractors with thousands of horsepower because they're trying to plow through cement. That's from the NPK, the fertilizer that was going to, just improve things so well. And then guess what they did? They also stripped the soil of humic fulvic. They stripped the soil of humic fulvic. And understand, humic fulvic is millions of years old. And understand this, we are the only ones that produce humic fulvic, not using chemicals, just using a patented filtration. We're the only ones in the world that you could actually put fulvic in your eyes and reverse eye disorders with our fulvic, and there is no negative side effects. I'm telling you that we are the cutting edge of healthcare today. And if I can find something new, I will push something else to the side and I will bring it in, because we're always learning. So we're either going to be learning or we're going to be burning. And right now people are burning up with inflammation. And we're going to get that in a second. So now I'm telling you that the microorganisms are not in the soil anymore, because the minerals are not in the soil anymore to feed the microorganisms anymore. So guess what? If you've got mineral depleted soil, and you're growing food on that, then that means that the food is empty, and that's how we had taste. Do you know what minerals do? Minerals give your produce beautiful flavor and taste. And that's why sometimes you think you're eating cardboard, because guess what? Sometimes you'd be better off to eat the actual cardboard box than what's inside the box, because it probably has more minerals than what's inside the box. Because understand, anything that's been processed, anything that's made by a food corporation. Does anybody know that Big Tobacco bought all the food corporations. Does anybody know that BlackRock owns pretty well all the supermarket chains throughout the world? Oh yeah, so they can put the chokehold on you. They can wrap that chain around your throat at any time that they want. So understand, you better start following Food Forest Abundance, Jim Gale, and also take a look at his show that he has. It's called Seeds of Abundance on our Braveheart Nation app, okay? And, or you can just go on to Facebook or Instagram or Telegram or Doc of Detox, that is, or YouTube or TikTok. You'll find it, all his shows there. But you'll also find Pat's shows, and that is this, Super Soil Superhumans. And understand something, there's nothing super about us anymore. Okay, because if you've got empty soil, you got empty food. If you got empty food, you got empty people. Minerals are the key, and they've been stripped out for a reason. I'll leave that with you. So that's why, you know what, everything that you go, not everything that you, but the majority of the population, you know what, they look for flavor enhancers. These are all chemical additives. And guess what? I don't have any addictions, thank you. I don't have any addictions, all right? And the reality is that took me years to get rid of those addictions, because what we have in our foods now are drugs. Anything that's processed, they can say natural flavor, and it's totally chemical, and it can even be carcinogenic. My God, they can put maltodextrin into all of the foods. They don't have to say there's any sugar in there because it's not really sugar, but it works even worse on the body than sugar does. And that's because corporations own the government. And if you actually follow anything from the government, then guess what? You didn't get the memo, because it's governmental. They're governing your mental. So they're making you mental, actually, with giving you dysfunctional beliefs. But today we're here to talk about the calcium lie. First of all, calcium is the most prominent, dominant mineral in the human body. Thank God for that, eh? Calcium helps to alkaline the body. So you would have calcium stolen from your bones the more acidic you are. Now, why would you be acidic? Well, from acidic foods and acidic thinking. But what creates the acidity? Well, wait a minute, inflammation. So that means inflammatory foods or inflammatory thinking or drinking. And understand something, the majority of the population are so acidic right now, they're blowing up. The majority of the population has autoimmune diseases, not one, not two, but even three. The majority of the population, I would probably eat almost nothing from their cupboards or their fridge. The majority of the population needs to start using what's called Bobby, okay, or another app, to actually start scanning the barcode on your phone. You can download it on your phone. And guess what? If it's not hitting 90 or 95, okay, percentile, then you shouldn't be eating it anyways. And the reality is never compare yourself to the herd, because the herd is off to the butchers. Let's take a look here. Let's talk about our friend Bones, okay? We'll bring him more into the picture here. Okay, so 1 second. Make sure he doesn't fall over. You know why? And talking about falling over. Oh my God, Dr. Wolf, what? My grandmother, my mother, my brother, my sister, myself. I was walking along and I fell and I broke my bones. No. Are you ready for this? The majority of people that actually fell down and broke their bones broke and they fell down. Do you know how many children are getting fractures and breaks? They never used to get this when I was younger. It's happening everywhere. Well, welcome to the processed foods. Welcome to all the sugars. Welcome to the parents being so stressed out about all the dealings in the world that the parents are stressed out and they're stressing out the children. And when people stressed out, guess what? You're dumping adrenaline and cortisol and histamines. Okay, you're contracting so you don't have proper circulation. You also get constipation, and you don't even know that because you think that your bowel movements are moving properly, but the majority of the population, they aren't. We know that because 1 out of 100 people do not have parasites. What do the other 99 have? Parasites, fungus, and bad bacteria in their body. And that's because the environment dictates what's going to live there. Now understand something. So, you know what? When I pass on, okay, from this planet, and I believe that I will live into my 90s or even past 100, I do, because I know the rules. And if you want to have a healthy, wealthy, long, vitality, energetic life, then all you got to do is learn the rules on this planet. And if you follow the herd, you'll never learn the rules. You'll just be off to the butcher. And that is the God's truth. You can say, my God, he's a drama queen, king, whatever. But the reality is why don't you actually sit down calmly, connect to your breath, and take a look at the state of health for your family and your friends and the people around you. And look what's going on, and look at the shape of people on an emotional and physical level. Okay, understand something. All the calcium that you lose from your bones, except if you pass a gallstone, except if you pass a kidney stone, is all in your body. So the worst part about the osteoporosis, osteopenia first, that's osteopenia is when we're just starting. Osteoporosis, I don't even have osteopenia, guys, because I take calcium ion therapy. I take Merigen every day, once a day. When I first started, I took Merigen 3 times a day, and I did it for 6 months. You know, we have other products called Cartigen for the joints. We have Dentagen, which is for the teeth and the jaw. We have Alzagen, which is for the brain. We have, let me think here, okay. 1 second, they're right behind me. We have also AIC, which is what? For people in critical care. I will talk about AIC stealth glucose, but all of these can be found in my PDG guide, so pdg.com. But if you go to my Doc of Detox library, you can go and take a look at the only calcium ion product in the world, okay, that actually pulls the calcium back into the bones, does 120,000 processes, chemical and hormonally per second, and this is all scientifically proven. I have everything in my library, right from dental problems, brain problems, children's problems with growth, okay, joint problems, okay, all the way to stage 4 inflammation, which they call cancer. And understand something. Calcium ion therapy has, I believe, has reversed every autoimmune disease that I know of. Think about that. That's a big statement. It helped the body reverse it. It's not a cure. All it did was bring back the process. You have to understand something, okay? The making and breaking of your bones happens throughout your childhood, as a teenager, okay? And as you become an adult, it starts to slow down. Just like the human growth hormone in your body slows down, so now you have less IGF-1, so you feel less energy. That's why I made a product called IGF-1 25,000 and one called IGF-1 300,000, which actually lays down the bone matrix in your body, okay, the way it should be. Most people, as they get older and they're replacing bone, it's not being replaced properly because they don't even have the vitality to do it. Most people are eating very low mineral, okay, low mineral, low enzyme, okay, diets. Okay, that's the way it is. All right? So take a look at calcium ion therapy and look in the calcium ion therapy at docofdetoxlibrary.com and also in the PDG free.com guide, and you're going to see the only truly calcium ion product in the world that's been scientifically proven. What's going on, please? Look it, you cannot do, what is it? Pardon? They can do it. Thank you. All right? Thank you. All right. Everybody, thank you for your patience. Anyways, let me get back to this. Okay, so go into those guides and you'll find out the truth about calcium. Nobody needs to have, I mean, at the end of your life, osteopenia, but not osteoporosis. Okay? Does everybody know that your teeth are bones? Does everybody know that if you're losing and you're getting cavities and you're losing your teeth, that that's saying the same for the bone structure in the body? If you actually look at the pdgfree.com guide and you go through that, then you'll have a big understanding, okay, about how you never have to deal with osteoporosis or osteoarthritis, okay, or anything like this. So understand this. The bone making and breaking does slow down, but we know the calcium ion therapy will actually turn things around, and it will turn things around. All the proof is there. Now, you're going to get people that, if you have inflammation long enough and strong enough in your eyes, you'll get calcium deposits in your eyes. If you are a person that is always inflamed, okay, with your thinking, okay, and you heat up your brain too much, you know what you do? You dehydrate your brain. That's where the fogginess comes in, but you also are going to be stealing bone calcium from your skull to actually go in and alkaline the brain, and you'll calcify your brain. Yes. So understand this. Inflammation is the main cause of calcification in the body. Okay? Whether you're talking about calcium deposits in your breast, whether you're talking about calcium deposits in your gallbladder, which, guess what? Does anybody know why you get them? If I said this, I will go through this in another time, but that the problem is the diet, but it also is anger, too much anger. And understand something, anger goes to the liver, and the calcium actually goes to the liver to try to buffer down the inflammatory problem of the liver and the acidity by alkalining it. Are you with me? The kidneys, okay, again, we've got a problem, too much sugar, probably too much protein, not amino acids, too much maybe animal protein, too much sugar, not enough water, and not the proper water, which should be structured water. Because you can't burn out your kidneys from drinking water, from not drinking water or not drinking the right type of water, like drinking distilled water or reverse osmosis. Dehydration causes inflammation. And understand something, one of the biggest things that will destroy your liver and your kidneys will actually be alcohol. So anything in a concentrate like that, okay? And understand this, one of the biggest dominoes also is if you were to look after your bowel, which is your large intestine, okay, and make sure that it runs efficiently, which most people don't understand, go to my library, Doc of Detox library, and watch How to Become Number One at the Art of Number Two. Also watch the domino effect of normal living, okay? All right, take a look at that. And also take a look at the Meat and Potato Man, the All-American Meat and Potato Man, a 24-hour story about the average person. And then you'll understand that the more you're pooping in your pelvis, the more infection that you're absorbing into your body, the more overloaded your liver becomes, the more overloaded that your kidneys become, and the more infectious you become, the more acidic you become, the more your oxygen levels drop. And if your oxygen levels drop, then calcium must be pulled in. And it must be pulled in, and it must be stolen from your bones. So wherever the inflammation is in the body, wherever the inflammation is, you're going to get calcification. Did you get that? Wherever the inflammation is in the body, you're going to get calcification. You're going to get calcium deposits. Whether you're going to get it from anger in your TMJ, and now you've got a TMJ problem because the anger gets stored here and it also gets stored in the hips. That's where anger gets stored. And in the organ, it would be the liver. Are you with me? Okay, so wherever there's anger, there's going to be inflammation. Where there's inflammation, there's going to be acidity. Where there's got to be acidity, we got to make it into alkalinity, and the best thing to alkaline it would be the calcium. So you'll start losing, if it's in the upper body, you'll lose it from your skull, or you'll lose it from your teeth. So, you know, you could even be pulling calcium from your teeth just because, guess what? You're terrorizing yourself all the time. You know, somebody... If you take a look at people that say that they're depressed all the time. Well, there's no depression. What it actually is it's actually they tell the same horrifying story to themselves all the time until we actually run the story from our subconscious and it runs automatically. That's right. The subconscious rules 98% of the day for the majority of the population. And so if you tell a horrifying story, then you're going to dump histamine, adrenaline, and cortisol. That is very acidic. That will actually cause you to start pulling from your teeth, pulling from your skull, pulling from your jaw, calcium to try to buffer down, because guess what? From inflammation, guess where we go? We go to calcification, crystallization, scar tissue formation, and then we go to mutation. And the mutation is caused because of the acidity drops the oxygen levels down by 35%. And if it does that for 3 days or more, you got mutation. Those cells don't want to die, so they become what they call cancer cells. Okay, so what do we got to do? Well, we know that we've got to restore the minerals in the body, but we got to restore the oxygen levels. And we have energy medicine that will do that so fast that it would spin your head here at DOD 5-star Health and Healing Retreat in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, Mexico. Now, a person that stresses out all the time, okay, or let's say they had whiplash, they're gonna, wherever you have inflammation, you're gonna have scar tissue formation and calcification. It doesn't matter whether you're in a sports injury, a car accident, or you had surgery. Those are the things that cause inflammation, scar tissue formation, and calcification in the body. And as a Wolf non-surgical therapist, okay, we are able to use Wolf non-surgical therapy to pull the fibers apart to bring the circulation back in, and use calcium ion therapy to get the calcium back into the bones. And we know how to melt the crystallization and absolutely restore anywhere in your body the tissues back to vitality. And it doesn't matter what age you are. Do not believe their BS, their dysfunctional belief system, bad science, BS, bad science, that guess what, when you get older. Understand, the reason why, Grandpa, are you okay? You're walking as stiff as a board, you know? And guess what? People start waddling because they're all frozen, calcified in here with scar tissue. So wherever the infection is, you get the inflammation, you get the calcification, the scar tissue formation, the crystallization. It's simple. They are going to give you 1,000 different diseases. There's no diseases. If there was one, it's just inflammation because you're out of alignment. You don't know what you're doing to yourself on an emotional or physical level with what you drink and eat, or even how to do it. Corporations own the government. I want nothing to do with the government. I am not at war with the government. I'm not at war with the corporations. I'm not at war with the medical system, but it's all about controlling the masses, and they will always control the masses on this planet until we decide to come together with unconditional love and care for each other. That's not a sales pitch. That's how it is. And if that doesn't happen, then the needle doesn't move. So every bit of neck problem that you have, I will give you a money-back guarantee that we can reverse it, whether it's in your brain, okay? If you want to take massive personal action, you know what? We can create the vibration, we can create the frequency, we can create the healing environment. Now, are you going to allow it? Are you going to magnetize to it? And are you going to grab that vibrational frequency and say, yes, I deserve it. I deserve to be healed. I deserve to be guilt-free. I deserve to have energy. I deserve to have the life that was promised to me when I got here. Well, until you're going to change your personality, you're not going to change your reality. If you changed 1% a day, 100 days, we'd have a new you. Think that through, please. So whether you're talking about a neck problem, okay, and they could be saying, oh, we got to do surgery because guess what, okay? Because the cartilage in here looks like it's worn down. Well, it's not. The cartilage in between your vertebrae actually gets dehydrated. All the fiber's still there. And it also gets calcified because you will pull the actual calcium from your vertebrae and you will calcify the cartilage. And they'll go, oh, it's all calcified. Doesn't look like we can reverse it. And I'll tell you something. Anybody that's going to be in Australia at all the different places I'm lecturing, like Melbourne, Sydney, Byron Bay, Brisbane, Coffs Harbour, okay, or anywhere else I'm going, like in Canada or United States or down here in Ixtapa, you want to come to the BHN Braveheart Studios, we'll go online and I'll show in 15 minutes that we can take somebody with a frozen neck or my neck's bothered me for 10, 20, 30 years, 40 years. Oh, they want to fuse it, okay? They want to put a rod in it. They want to put a plate in it. I'll give you a money-back guarantee that we can prove to you that your body is the most amazing creation on this planet. And then if we can get the calcium moving back into the bones, and we can get the scar tissue that's like beef jerky and open it up and get the flow back in there, you're back. You're not back in a few treatments. You'll know you're back within 10 to 20 minutes working with us. And that's the truth. Understand something. I know you've had body work from many different body workers. You've went to physio, chiropractic, massage, acupuncture. I mean, I can keep going through the list, but I will give you a money-back guarantee on your first treatment. I've been doing this now for how long? Okay, well, we have videos that we just found, didn't we? Didn't we? We just found videos that actually, when I was 28 years old, okay, they're on 8-tracks, and I've even got them on CDs. We're going to digitize these and show you. Meanwhile, I've got this mullet, and you have to go way back, right? And the reality is we're going to play those videos to prove that I have been at it this long, okay? All right? So whether you're talking about, you could have lung infection, which means you're going to pull calcium from your ribs, okay? All right? You can have frozen shoulder, which means you're going to start pulling calcium from the bones in your shoulder, and you can calcify that. But I can't move, I can't move. Well, I'm going to tell you, with Wolf Non-Surgical and with Cell Sonic Regeneration and using DMSO, essential oils, and then teaching you about eating a whole plant-based diet, okay, we're going to turn it around. We'll turn it around so fast that we'll have your subconscious that just plays programs telling you that you'll never heal, okay, you're too old, okay, you don't have enough money, okay, all right, or you run a program, because everybody runs a program, and you need to know that. Everybody runs a program, and everybody runs a suffering program, okay? My suffering program is down to probably 1%. I will not suffer. I am in the present moment, and I own it. You take a look at everyone in your family and start charting them on a calendar and see how many times they have a little tantrum. See how many times they're talking about what they don't like or what they hate, or talking about their pain and their suffering in the body. You're just out of alignment. Getting somebody healthy is not hard. Getting someone to believe in becoming healthy, well, there's another story. So you know what? We can take somebody with, just to prove it to you, we can take somebody that says, you know what? I used to be this tall, and now I'm 1 or 2 inches shorter. And we can actually, would you like your height back? Because you can get your height back. It's all the cartilage in between the vertebrae that got inflamed, that got dehydrated. And guess what? Just like a piece of meat, if you make it into beef jerky, it could have been 1 inch thick. When you're done, it's not even a 1/4 inch thick, is it? You can go buy it at any store. So basically, you're turning your cartilage and your muscles and your tendons and your ligaments into beef jerky, and then you're displacing the calcium from the bones, and guess where they're going to go? Well, guess what, guys? Come on. This is a river, and this is a river bend. You understand? I can't bend my elbow anymore. I can't bend my wrist anymore. I can't bend or turn my head anymore. I can't bend over anymore. I don't have the flexibility anymore. And that's because this is like the bend in a river. And where do you think the garbage would collect if we threw garbage into a river? Well, it's going to collect on the bend, isn't it? Well, guess what? What do you think is going to collect here? Well, we're going to have calcification here. Give me somebody that has tendonitis, golfer's elbow, tennis elbow, okay, or some problem in their knee, in their hip, in their ankle, in their shoulder. But the elbow, do you want to know how long it takes for me to reverse the elbow? 5 to 7 minutes. 5 to 7 minutes, I reverse the elbow problem. 5 to 7 minutes. But you go ahead. Keep going to physio, keep going to massage, keep going to acupuncture, keep going and keep spending your money. And understand something. If it doesn't work, why do you keep doing it? Well, Daryl, this is as good as it gets. I get it. You can't do better until you know better, and I'm telling you that a Wolf Non-Surgical therapist can do better. Because we have the technique, using our elbow, pulling the fibers apart, getting the calcium back into the bones, melting the crystallization, and bringing you back. You do know, which I will talk about one day. I will go through the whole list. Your whole body gets renewed. Every part of your body gets renewed. You're not 50 years old. That's just 50 birthdays. That's all that equates to. All your cells, all your bones, all your organs get renewed. Don't believe me, do your research, stop acting old, stop buying into their BS, bad science. And there is so much bad science. The medical system is filled with bad science. If it wasn't, where's their breakthroughs? All I see is breakdowns. And understand something, if you're taking any type of prescription to stop osteoporosis, your bones are going to get brittle and they're going to break. And every prescription that you get from a doctor is acidic. That creates the inflammation, that steals the calcium, that creates the scar tissue. Yeah, but you know what? I've slowed down the bone breaking, okay? I'm slowing it down. No, don't slow it down, okay? We need bone breaking for bone making. That's how we renew. That's why the longer you take these products that stop the bone breaking and making, you become brittle. How do you like becoming peanut brittle? Because that's what you're being, okay? All right? And you know why I say peanut brittle? Because you're nuts to take those prescription drugs. The body heals itself. The cure is an inside job, okay? So we talk about a woman, her breasts are made out of fat tissue. If she has an inflammatory diet, an inflammatory mind, where does the inflammation go to? If she can't make more fat cells, it'll go into the breasts, which are the storage tank. When you get calcium deposits in your breast, you know that, guess what? You know that you're just about to enter into what they call cancer, and we call stage 3 or 4 inflammation. So when you get calcification, that is a last-ditch effort in your breast to stop that mutation from coming in. So you can take a look at that anywhere. Oh, I fractured my rib. Well, you're going to fracture your rib if the calcium's been pulled because you have a lung problem, or you're going to get a heart disease is calcification of the heart, and it's inflammation of the heart. It's scar tissue of the heart. The heart is the emotional recorder of your love affairs. The love affair you have with yourself, first and foremost. The love affair you have with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your children, the dog, and the rest of the world. And if you're a person that my heart is broken, my heart is empty, my heart's in pieces, you're going to have a heart problem. You're going to have heart disease, because heart disease only means one thing: you're out of alignment with loving yourself, caring for yourself. You take a look at most people, you can lay them down on their back, and even if they're right-handed, you'll find that the left side of the pectoral, it can be anywhere from 1/8 of an inch all the way to 1 inch or 1.5 inches higher than the right side, even though this is the prominent, dominant side. And when you go in there, you can feel it. It's scar tissue and calcification. It's like a hand gripping around the heart. There's your heart attack. There's your angina. There's your heart, that's your heart pressure, that fist around it, because you've built a wall of calcium and scar tissue to protect you from all of the dysfunctional love affairs, because you're waiting for someone to still fill up your heart, and it's never worked out because the whole marriage thing is a crock. Love is not a crock. Self-love is the healer, and love is not a crock. I'm telling you to rely on someone else to prove that you're beautiful, and have someone else tell you that you're lovely every day. That only lasts for a year, usually just 6 months to a year, maybe longer. But guess what? We don't have the energy to continually do that, to prop each other and fill each other's heart. You've got to be tank full on your own. So this is where you get your calcification, scar tissue formation, inflammation in your heart. I mean, I see people eating the worst diets. They didn't calcify their heart or put scar tissue around it. They don't need a new valve put in it. And that valve that that valve that you had to have them put in, or that stent, that was just your heart trying to heal and try to stave off inflammation. You know, you could have came to us and went on the cardio med bed, and even if somebody had a 92% blockage in their heart, they're already scheduled for surgery. If we could get them on a cardio med bed for 35 to 37 hours, okay, and get them on the calcium ion therapy, on the Merigen, and we could get them on, let's say, a juicing diet or even just a whole plant-based diet, okay, and we got them to understand the art of cleansing the colon and liver. 18 days to 20 days, we got a brand new set of arteries here, and we've got somebody that says, I'm ready to go out and buy the Nikes. And guess what? We may not be totally there, but there'll be no surgery. Cardio med beds are being pulled out of hospitals by us because they've hardly ever been used. They're $250,000 pieces of equipment. We take them, they're basically brand new, refurbish them, and guess what? We give a free training, okay, whether it's a whole life coach certification or Wolf non-surgical certification, and we charge $35,000 US for a $250,000 bed, and we give you a 2-year warranty on it. Now we're going to bring the thunder down. It's just like when we sell a Cellsonic regeneration machine, we give you a whole life coach and Wolf non-surgical and the pelvic course free. But that's $64,500, but that's a Cellsonic regeneration. And you take those two together, if people get like the cardio med bed and the Cellsonic regeneration, we'll give you 2 full trainings, whether you want to give it to 2 practitioners that are going to work in your clinic, or you want to take 2 full trainings, because once you've gone 3 times, you become a master practitioner with us. And that means that now you can start helping us train. Understand something. You've all been ruled, schooled, and fooled. I don't like the word specialist. I'm going to go to a specialist about my nose problem. I'm going to go to a specialist about my heart problem. How's that working out for you? We need whole body healing. You got to take the whole body into consideration. What do you think? Your heart's gone bad just because you had a dysfunctional heart? That's not true. That's not true. You need the whole story. You need to know what a perfect day is on an emotional, nutritional, and psychological level. Let me tell you something. Whether you're talking about a prostate problem, a uteral problem, whether you're talking a small intestine, liver problem, kidney problem, guess what? They're getting scar tissue, they're getting calcified. Doesn't matter where in the body. I can pick one spot and talk about them all. But I will go through every joint and I will tell you what I would do if I was in your situation. And I go through every condition. Monday, I fly to Australia. I'll be there for 5 weeks. I'm doing a tour, doing free lectures through Australia and trainings. If you want to go to bhnuniversity.com to check that out. Okay, when I get back here, we're going to be doing a training every day, body part. I am going to give you all the information that you need to become your own practitioner, patient to practitioner, victim to hero. And that's the God's truth. And my information is going to be basically, it's all going to be for free. And I am never going to lie to you. And if I do lie to you, it's because I've been lied to. So you need to call me up and straighten me out. But the reality is this, 1 and 1 are 2, not 11. So we have to be logical. Carpal tunnel syndrome, I can prove to you in 1 treatment we can reverse it. Elbow problem, same thing. If you've got a fibroid in your breast, you got a fibroid in your pelvis, okay? How about one treatment to prove that we can bring it down anywhere? If it's about the size of an orange, how about we bring it down from 20 to 30% minimum in size? In size. We'll go around and work around it, and we'll get the feeders coming off of it that are feeding that fibroid, and we will cut those off. Not cut them off like cut, but we will cut off their food supply of causing constriction to the area. And that's what happens. When you have something going on like a fibroid, it will try to wall the area off from proper nutrition, proper blood supply, proper detoxification, cellular regeneration. That's the truth. And remember what a fibroid is, okay? It's just a storage shed for emotional and physical toxins, because guess what? Infection created the inflammation, then caused the scar tissue formation, and then it caused the calcification, and the harder that the fibroid is, the more calcium that's in it, and the more dehydrated the scar tissue is. Are you with me? We're only starting. We're only going to start. We're only starting. We're just getting started, okay? All right? So whether you think you need a hip replacement, you don't. We have not had anybody go for surgery, whether it's been frozen shoulder, a neck problem, spinal problem, hip problem, elbow problem, knee problem, unless they went and didn't tell us, and that's been 5 years. Now understand something. There are people that will opt to go to surgery and not try us out, not talk about, well, first of all, guess what? Tell me that a good part of your family doesn't look for trauma every day to help to feed the suffering that they need to do. I already told you we all run suffering programs. So whether we're talking about just sore feet, whether, that's crystallization and calcification in your feet. What do you think a bunion is? Calcification and scar tissue, okay? What do you think an ankle problem is, where your ankle won't move anymore, okay? And you keep tripping. Well, calcification and scar tissue. What do you think a knee problem is? Calcification and scar tissue. Oh my God, I got to get surgery. It's bone on bone. Oh my gosh, please. I'll do one treatment on you, and you're going to be going, oh my, it hurts all the time, and I got a limp, I got this cane. I'll do one treatment on you, and that treatment will only be 20 to 25 minutes long. And I'll prove to you I'll reduce your pain and suffering by at least 30 to 40% in the one treatment, and I'll increase your range of motion by 30 to 50%. How's that? One treatment. Come on, please help me out here. Do the logic. You need to go to get the pdgfree.com guide and read Reverse the Irreversible. Okay? Today there's going to be 2 new articles in the pdgfree.com guide online. And the first one is going to be called, okay, all right, you ready? It's going to be called The Cure is an Inside Job, and the second one is called DNA is a Lie. But go in and read the Reverse the Irreversible, and if you like watching masterclasses, go to my Doc of Detox library and watch Reverse the Irreversible in my masterclass. Go do that, okay? Go do that, and then tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. You were set up to go from a limp to the cane, to the walker, to the drugs, to the surgery, to more drugs, to more surgery, to more drugs, to more surgery. You're being milked, okay? All right. So whether we're talking about the spine, or we're talking about the hips, or we're talking about all the organs that are in the pelvis, you only have cysts because you're infected and inflamed. A cyst is a sac of dead bacteria and pus. Would you rather that, an ovarian cyst, or would you rather ovarian stage 4 inflammation they call cancer? All right? Would you rather not have prostate swelling and just go straight to stage 4 inflammation they call prostate cancer? And the only reason why you got that is because you're pooping in your pelvis. I'm telling you right now that 98 to 99% of all the problems in the pelvis is because you are pooping in your pelvis. And don't tell me you've got normal bowel movements. You've got normal bowel movements for you, but you don't have normal bowel movements because your family doesn't even know what a normal bowel movement is. If you go into my pdgfree.com guide, I'll show you pictures. If you want to go and watch how to become number 1 at the art of number 2, there's your wake-up call. It's called a computer printout. I think you're getting the message. And the message is this: love yourself well. You can't do better until you know better. And don't be beating yourself up. Oh my God, I should have known this. Every woman that wants to have a family gets given a manual. And that manual is based on pure poison. Okay, it was written by the corporations that own the government. Okay, and the corporations own the medical system. And they put a manual together to almost get you to the finish line, almost to help you. And every time you get there, you don't seem to ever get there. My pdgfree.com guide will get you there. It has tons of recipes in it for salads, for blender drinks, okay, for soups, for everything healthy. And understand, from your toes into your nose, I show you how to become your own practitioner. My name is Dr. Daryl Wolf. My name is Daryl. Call me whatever you want. It doesn't matter. You can call me anytime you want with questions. I'll get back to you or call my staff. But understand something. I don't need to know you to love you. I don't need to know you to care for you. We are all created by the same creator. And I want to tell you something right now. If you come down here, this is a $15,000 bone density machine. We do all bone density tests free. We also have thermography here, the most advanced thermography in the world. It's way beyond X-ray. There's no toxicity. And you get a 7-page report. We have the most advanced heavy metal tests down here. We have cell sonic regeneration, cardiomed bed. We have the most advanced infrared therapy. You will be staying in the most beautiful home right in a jungle called DOD 5-star. And if you don't want to stay somewhere else, there's a place called the IXZI, IXZI, and it's a hotel that's only 2 to 3 minutes from our clinic, all right? From our DOD 5-star Healing and Training Center, all right? We're also going to be opening up another one in Gulch Landing, Florida with Jim Gale, and that'll be happening in the fall, all right? And go online if you don't want to purchase it. If you want to know the basic foundation of my life and where the root of everything is, it's called Healthy to 100. You can get it free on my library or pay $15 for it. This book is humorous and it really gives you the scoop on poop and life, and it shows you how we were set up. And then if you get the Perfect Day Manual, okay, can we show that please, the Perfect Day Manual? So if you want to get the Perfect Day Manual, then you'll become your own practitioner. And then if you want to call us. But just know this, right now we have a sale going on, and even though our Perfect Days are only $150, and you get lifetime support, telephone support, lifetime for free. We'll send you the audio from the consult. Right now it's $95. Sign up and then unleash the power to heal. 3, 2, 1. We got this. When we come together, we're stronger.